What's up, folks? Steve Holmes here with a quick drum lesson. I wanted to talk about something that I've gotten a lot of use out of, and I haven't seen a lot of lessons about this particular thing on the internet, and it's a cool trick. It's simple. It's easy to do. Using the hi-hat to kind of keep those 16th notes going during those grooves that when you're on the ride cymbal, and it's a nice alternative to playing ghost notes because it keeps that flow going, and you still get kind of a hi-hat groove going while you're playing the ride cymbal. The first step to getting this going is playing a basic groove on the ride cymbal and stomping with your left foot the upbeats. Checking all the upbeats, playing a simple groove on the ride cymbal, making sure to have some degree of bass drum independence happening against that stuff. Independence meaning I have the freedom to play various phrases on the bass drum. In that case, I was just doing simple like eighth note kind of things. But like point being is like the groove keeps going. Okay, you have that coordination happening, and this is one of those things where you have to use both your legs at the same time. And so you want to make sure that you have good center of balance, that you feel good behind the kit because all four limbs are going at this point, and you still want to sound relaxed while you're doing this, which is the biggest challenge, actually. So once you have that happening, you're checking up all the eighth notes, playing on the ride cymbal, then you want to play that last 16th with your left hand on the hi-hat. That follows that middle chick. Right? So it's like 1 E and 2 E and okay, you're playing that last 16th. There's my phone alarm. So the trick to doing that last 16th on the hi-hat is that that backbeat on the snare comes right afterwards. So you kind of have to get your left hand like quickly over from the hat to the snare drum. Okay, that kind of thing. So next thing is introduce the ride cymbal, maybe start simple, play quarters. All right, so you can hear it's a little tricky getting all the notes kind of going, getting the dynamics in there the way that they should be, the quiet notes quiet, the loud notes loud, and making sure that what I call the pillars of the groove, right, the bass drum and the backbeat are still there, they're still intact, and everything kind of feels good. If that's not what you're hearing when you're recording yourself, then just slow it down and, start removing things. If you're having trouble with stuff like this, remove stuff. Take away the right hand and only play, the hi-hat, and take away the snare drum if you need to, right? And just make sure you get that kind of flow, getting it feeling good. So once you get it going at a slow tempo, then you can start introducing variations on the hi-hat, playing the traditional like open closing, that kind of thing, while you're doing the chick and last 16th, right? So 3, 4. Once you get comfortable doing that, you can start speeding things up a little bit. Alright, so fun stuff. It's a good way to keep those 16ths going, and it's a great coordination exercise, and it kind of, it adds a little bit to the groove, if you want to play like a halftime thing and still kind of keep that insinuated 16th note subdivision going, and if you want to get some looks of approval from your bass player, that's when you know you're doing it right. If you get looks of disapproval, however, that's when you should probably stop doing it. All right, so check the upbeats. Last 16 notes with the left hand before the backbeat. Practice it at different tempos. And yeah, this is not a toy.